Greetings audience, I'm Boomstick, and today I'm going to be going over some explosive products with you today. I have with me the water pellet anti-personnel mine and the water pellet grenade. Now, me, like many others, have actually attempted to apply these to Nerf scenarios. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how that went for me. First, let's go over the grenade. Now, the grenade is probably the, I guess, lesser known of these two, and it was designed for you to insert water pellets from the bottom. However, rival rounds are a bit larger. So what I found, not to mention this bottom always seems to give me trouble, what I found is you actually have to actuate the release mechanism to fill up the grenade. So what I do is I'll hold two flaps down with one side, grab my rival ammo. I'm going to be using some headshot ammo since this is a much less compactable version of off-brand of rival. Now what I'll usually do, I can fit about two in here, and then what I'll do is I'll fold down the next flap, shut the next door, turn it in my hand holding the flaps closed, put two more on this side, and two on this side, close the final flap, pull down the trigger, insert the pin. And there you go. Your grenade is all set to go. I'm going to be giving you guys two different firing demos, or exploding demos as they were. One, a close-up of the grenade actually exploding, and the second one of a grenade exploding next to a target, or me, to see how well it does at hitting the target. So let's go take a look at those. This will be the hit test of the grenade, seeing how well it does at hitting a person it lands, I guess, directly in front of. So first we'll pull the pin, lift the arm, and drop. Well, it did technically hit me in the leg. I think unfortunately, didn't quite go high as I wanted. Now let's take a look at the anti-personnel mine. I've already obviously taken it out of the box. It's got these nice legs that you can use to stand it up with. It's got a clip on the back that you can attach it to your belt or molly rig or whatever. And a very nice feature is it has a safety, which you cannot actuate the grenade without it. Now again, usually you would fill it up through this little hole right here. But as we learned with the grenade, a bit smaller. So what I do is I carefully open it up. Emphasis on carefully. And then I can fit, I'd say about 4 rival rounds, at least from headshot anyway, in here. I tried putting in a 5th, it was just a little bit too tight, at least for my comfortability. And as you can see, the main problem with any kind of rival round is they go all over the place. So you'll bend them down like this. I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Pull down the flap, insert the lock right here, and now you're all set to go. Now forgive me, but I'm going to put in the safety because I do not want this exploding all over my face. It hasn't done that, but I figure, why risk it? Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing I did for the grenade. I'm going to give you a firing demo of a close-up of its actual firing and how well it does at hitting a target. Alright, let's go take a look. I'm currently standing 5 feet away from the mine. It is slightly tilted upwards, and now we're going to test how well it can hit a man-sized target. I'm not going to be facing this mine. Ready? Now let's talk about the pros and cons. Now I personally prefer the grenade. You can fit 6 rounds as opposed to 4, and it's just a lot more compact and easier to manage overall. I also find it a little bit easier to load, but that could be just a personal preference. However, when it comes to the grenade, it can also be a little finicky when it comes to its firing, I guess, as you got to make sure it's hitting the ground hard enough and making sure that the grenade arm isn't coming back down and locking the trigger back in place, as that happened to me on a number of my tests. But I think the main problem you're going to run into with the grenade is whether or not your Nerf war is going to allow it. Now this is hard plastic that you're going to be throwing, and I just foresee a lot of Nerf brutes banning these based off of that, because all it takes is one person to get a little too eager, throw it too hard, and it hits somebody in the face. That's the grenade's main issue. Now if they allow it, great, just definitely be careful. I found it to be a lot of fun. I have no idea if the Maryland Nerfers are going to allow it. I'll have to take that up with the admins. But just that possibility with it being hard plastic, makes me worry. If you're playing in a group of mostly adults, it'll probably be fine. But in a group of kids, especially with them being much lower to the ground, you might want to steer clear of the grenade. As much fun as it is, the possibility of you hitting someone with this, you can cause some damage. Now let's talk about the anti-personal grenade. This one, while I believe is much safer as far as operations go, it does look an awful lot like a mine. I mean, it's still definitely plastic. I mean, this definitely looks like a toy, at least the trigger. But again, there's just the chance that this could look like a real mine. So be careful, especially if playing in public places. You really don't want to get the bomb squad involved. Not a fun time. And I mean, overall, still, again, a lot of fun. You saw the performance. It was hitting. It hit me just fine, and I was a good 5 feet away, so it works perfectly well. While I personally enjoy the grenade more, I do think this one's a little bit safer as far as performance goes. This one definitely looks like a toy, but again, throwing hard plastic. Well, that about wraps me up for this one. This has been my review of the water pellet anti-personal mine and the water pellet grenade. I'm Boomstick, and I'm out.